In my 7 years of e-commerce, I have never seen a gold rush like right now with TikTok Shop. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what you need to do to start on TikTok Shop, how to start selling, what the logistics look like, and break it down for you step by step. And just to place a little weight on how seriously I'm taking TikTok Shop, I've done about $20 to $25 million in sales throughout my e-commerce career. I think I'll do that much in the next 18 months, primarily through TikTok Shop. I'm launching multiple brands. I've got $3.5 million worth of inventory for one product sitting in a warehouse in Florida that we're moving just through TikTok Shop. Like, we're taking it very seriously. So I have a lot of stuff I want to walk you through here. There's a lot of misconceptions going on, and I've been deep in the trenches here with TikTok Shop. So in terms of actually opening your shop, there are still things and people that are confused around this. Okay, so misconceptions. First of all, when you are opening your TikTok shop, you are going to want to use personal information. You can use an LLC. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is the LLC is still backed by personal information. So if I submit my EIN, my articles of organization, and the tax docs associated, it still asks for a personal verification. That verification needs to be a managing member or sole owner of that LLC. So somebody on it. And that means it's going to ask for your name, your personal address, and the last 4 of your social. That is what the personal verification looks like. Now, the personal is the best for your first one. Like, if you want highest approval odds, if you want to get started and be approved in the next day or two, you're going to want to go for the personal information route. Don't apply under an LLC. If you want to make a second or third or eighth, in my situation or whatever, TikTok shop, you're going to want to use LLCs. Just note, those LLCs are getting disabled. I have like a 90% disable rate. So as soon as I open it, shut down. And you have to go through that appeal process. You're able to get it back. I will show you exactly what that appeal looks like and what to say to them in a second. Just know a couple quick things. You need to be based in the US, so that personal information has to be US based. So you have to be in the US, or someone you're working with does to some degree, however you want to set that up. And you can only have one shop per LLC. So yes, I have many shops. I have 3 right now that are sitting waiting, 2 more that we're launching this week with inventory that just landed in the US. All of those are different LLCs. Now, thankfully, I've had like 9 or 10 for quite a while, mostly just for real estate holdings. So I can use those. They've just been sitting ready to go, but we'll be opening more just for TikTok Shop. So this is what you need to do. If you get disapproved for a second or for a third TikTok Shop, send this in. I crafted this very carefully with someone inside of TikTok, and it's so far for me had a 100% like re-enable rate for second and third shops that get shut down under LLCs. Hey guys, the reason I'm opening a second TikTok shop is for a different product I am selling for a different e-commerce brand. It can't be on the same shop. I provided accurate information. Please let me know if there's anything else you need to verify this. That's it. I'm not going on a story about this or the inventory or what's where. No, I don't care about that. You're going to want to use a couple of keywords inside of here. Brand is another one, okay? It can't be on the same shop. I had one rep say, oh, we'll just add your product onto the same shop you already have. And then saying I provided accurate information. Basically just re-saying that I've already given you everything you've asked for. Like, we verified everything. What else could you possibly need? And that is what I'm saying. I'm not shying away from anything. If there's anything you need, let me know. Like, at this point, you've got my passport, you've got my ID, you've got tax documents, social security, you've got everything, right? Now, one quick thing I will say, I haven't needed it for some products, but for your approval odds, if you have a Shopify store or any other store where you sell this product, that can help your approval odds. I've never needed it, but if let's say you're having an issue or you're going to go open a second shop, if you plan on opening a Shopify store, maybe do that first. Even if you're not selling, make the store live, and then you could submit that as kind of proof with it. It wouldn't hurt. Okay. Now, once you have opened your shop here, which again, you can just go to TikTok Shop and go hit get started. That's really it. Go through the process with your personal info. You're going to want to complete the tax info. It's going to have you then set up the shipping, then your product listing, and link your TikTok page. Now, there's been some confusion on a few of these things. First of all, the product listing. A lot of information on there. As you go through there, be as detailed as possible. If you want me to make a video like setting one up live, setting up a product, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be happy to do that. There's just a lot of things in this video I'm trying to hit on like high level. And then linking your TikTok page. Now, starting on January 18th, I want to say January 18th is when this issue first popped up. is, give or take, when people started having this problem where when they would go, I'll upload a screenshot, I kept having this error. It would say your page is not verified, your page. So you can't link the TikTok page for the shop onto the seller account shop. And I'm like, what are you talking about verified? Like the info's on there. And it's because they added this thing where you used to not have to do this, where you actually need to go through and submit some information that you already have on the shop, but on the store side of things, or excuse me, on the page side of things. So verifying the TikTok page is not, and this confused me for like 4 days, I was really pissed off figuring this out, is not through the verification in your settings. No support person was able to help. Actually, shout out to one guy who's been helping us out, who my old friend Kazra, who is helping us out with some support ticket issues. This is like really his domain. But I could not, for the life of me, figure out what they meant. Support was leading me in the wrong direction on live chat. I was spending 3 hours a time on live support. Like, it was so annoying. So it's not through the verification in your settings. It's actually, you need to find where it says TikTok shop in the settings, not clicking through into account settings and verification. I can, if anybody needs help with that, I'll submit like a little video layover right now of what you need to see. So just look at the screen recording. Now, a bank account is not needed to start selling. Again, you don't need an LLC. You don't even need to link a bank to start producing sales. So you can add that later. Now, that's the setup info. Moving on from that, leave a like and subscribe. Come on now. All right. Rules and regulations. This is the big stuff. I wish that e-commerce was like this. I would have had to change my entire business model years ago, but I wish this level of scrutiny, what the hell is that word? However it's said, just being under a microscope is so good. This, like, I love, it's just a breath of fresh air, how they're structuring this platform. This is my partner.
Yo.
What's good?
Bots being fucking ran right now.
Let me turn this around. Say hi. I'll call you in a sec. Give me 10. We're running a couple stores together using, which you'll see in a second, an automation type bot to help really scale this stuff. So we are building a couple of big brands that we've been working on for way too long. So rules and regulations. Number one, I'm going to give you 3. 3-day scan-in through USPS. People are mistaking this, okay? The LDR, which is basically a dispatch rate that you get to see through TikTok shop, you get rated on this, on how quickly you get your product out the door. It doesn't matter if it's a weekend, a holiday, not your birthday, they don't care, okay? And that's what's crazy, because people are mistaking this. Oh, I'm going to drop it off on USPS on day 3. Good luck. I hope we compete together, because this is what people don't understand. USPS does not always scan in their products on the same day. Sometimes they'll sit. Do you know how much that's going to screw you if that happens? So here's what we do. We fulfill most of our stuff out of my friend Ariel's warehouse that he has, a very large warehouse in Florida. And they basically print out, it's like a master label, if you will, of all the labels of the products. They don't have to obviously scan each one in. This is what larger shipping carriers do. It's boop, one scan as they pick up all the products. And that counts as them being scanned in. That triggers that into TikTok shop. Very helpful. But basically, just so you know, this kind of requires you to have same day or next day shipping at the latest. So send your products out on day 1 or day 2, not day 3. Number 2 is the feedback score. This is just like a amplification of what Facebook did years ago, where your customers can leave feedback, and it will drastically affect the health of your shop. To look at some stuff, go into TikTok shop and then go under account health on the bottom left there. You can see all the metrics that you must hit. They're going to give you a lot of all the data you have to follow. And I want to point one of those out in particular. Number 3, a 24-hour response rate. If you've ever drop shipped anything in your life, forget everything you know. Reread rule number 3. Hello, my friend. You need to have a 24-hour response rate. I know that's new, okay, but you're going to need to do that. I know drop shippers get a little iffy. I feel you. So, customer service. Everything needs to be answered within 24 hours, any message. And this has been a big deal, okay, because people who don't do this get screwed. I haven't seen a lot of people screw this up. It's really not that hard. This is basic standards. But now that people are being held to the standard, you have to do it, no options. It's easily being met. So those are the 3 big boys. There's plenty of other rules and little things. Now let's talk about starting to sell. I do want to say one thing real quick. There's a questionnaire somewhere down below. If you want to work with me and my team at all, we're helping people scale and start brands through TikTok shop, even in some cases providing funding for inventory and stuff when people start to scale and can't afford that, because we'll talk about the cash flow issues in a second. But if you want to work with us in any capacity, answer a couple of questions down below. We're working with a few people. TikTok shop's been nuts. So let's talk about starting to sell these products. As you get things set up, your account set up, your products linked, you've sorted out your inventory, which we'll talk about. Don't send samples to everyone, okay? This was something I did on the first shop, and I don't know, it just gets expensive really quickly. I'm all for sending samples. I'm really big on that because it just creates that backflow of orders. a week to 2 weeks later. But here's what you should do. At least in the beginning, be a little bit more stingy. Look into the stats of each creator. You don't want anyone brand new who hasn't made any money on TikTok Shop unless they're really big or with no audience. Okay, so don't kind of like, they need one or the other. Even if they're small, but they've made 17,000 in gross revenue, like that's something, right? Go look at their page, do some research. We now have a bot we're using that automates this. That's something some of our clients are using as well. So again, we help a lot of people. Like 30x, literally 50x the sales. It's ridiculous. I mean, we reach out to 4,000 influencers a day with what Corey, my partner there, just called me about, like a message for a new brand. What do we want to say to creators on that cold outreach? And we swap through these, see what gets the best conversion rate, and we're bringing them in the door. So we're doing cold outreach as well. But you should know the creator has an obligation to post within a certain time frame, just like you as a seller have obligations. So if the creator gets a sample and they don't post it within that certain timeline, they can get kicked off TikTok Shop. I think if they do it twice, I don't know the exact rule, but like I don't think we've had very many people not post. So I just like that all the standards, just got elevated, not a notch, like through the roof. I mean, like without swearing, I'll bleep this out, get fucked like everybody else. Like I like this, like for the first time in my life, if anybody here is watching knows me at all, like I haven't touched anything ever in my life. I mean, I have friends who rip Adderall to stay focused all day, who drink coffee. I've never even touched coffee. But for the first time in my life, I'm considering very straight sources of nicotine just to help like really lock in and focus on this. And I like the challenge of meeting certain standards because I'm telling you, everybody who's doing this is going to blow up their sales and get absolutely smacked down. It's going to happen over and over again. And guess what happens? It's just like Facebook ads. We've seen it happen with TikTok ads. When that happens, you are done. Your name is blacklisted, basically. Your social security is attached to everything on here. You're screwed. You're done. Don't mess that up. Okay. That's why I'm trying to make this video. Like at best, this YouTube video makes me like $800 in ad revenue. I don't care. Okay. I donate more than that every month. This is like just critical for people who are trying to sell. It's like, please like appreciate that and try to like take it to heart a little bit. So now let me get back to like the how to sell, some more stuff that's just strategy here. How many samples should you send out? Okay. This is based on your inventory and how quickly you want to scale. Let me say that again. How many samples do you send to creators? I right now, exactly below me, I'm upstairs in my house, in the room below me that has always been empty for years, now has 150 units of a product. It's like 7 big boxes. I'll post a picture of it. I'll walk downstairs after this. Inside of there's only 150 units. That's nothing. It cost me $2,200, $2,250 plus customs tax. That's like the smallest order. That is the smallest order I've ever done for inventory ever. I'm going to send out 30 samples. Okay. And I say that to give you a range. Try understanding this range here. Now I have 78,000 units of a product in Florida. So far we've sent out 3 to 350 where I gave the guys the green light on our team to send 1,000. Percentage wise, very different, right? 30. It's a small piece because I just want to start getting 10, 15 sales a day and I'll immediately order 3,000 or so units. Okay, right now we're battling Chinese New Year, so we got to wait for that, but 3,000, right? So it's just, I'm kind of jumping. I want to see some life on the products. Now, normally I'm going to order about 500 units. It's kind of a good starting size for inventory. But here, this is really based on your inventory and how quickly you want to scale. On the very aggressive side, I'll send 200 to 300 per day. Do you realize, let's do some very quick math, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say I have a $15 cost, okay? $15 per sample times 300 samples a day. That's $4,500, $120 something thousand a month in samples. Now, I'm not going to send that out for the full month. Right? I'm not keeping up that pace. That'd be a higher cost product that we sell for 15. Most of our stuff costs a little less, but we use automation systems to help scale that. So what I'll do is I'll kind of hit it hard off the bat, right? Get some traction there and pull it back. So on the low end, right now, like I mentioned, 150 units, I'll send 30 to start. A good place is send 20 to 30 samples a day for a while. Usually I start at 50. I like to get up to 200 to 300 and be prepared to send 200 to 500 samples. That's just a reasonable range. Do your thing, test it out. You got to figure it out for yourself with TikTok Shop, but those are a couple things you should know. Okay. Continuing on, unexpected issues. Expect this. That's all I could say. Fulfillment. When this scales, it scales. This is not Facebook ads. Let me lower my budget because we're battling inventory. Like, again, this goes back to my sentence. I will bleep this out of respect. Get fucked. Like, you will be done. So this can be very difficult to keep up with. So please be on top of fulfillment. There's a couple ways you can do this with drop shipping on TikTok Shop. rough. I'll post a photo right now. Joel, good guy inside of our coaching group. He was running a couple of dropshipping stores, TikTok ads, some stuff popping, kind of slow down, like not really make a ton of money. He was just kind of like up and down on the profit, up a little bit in the day, lose a little bit of money the next day, struggling. Gets on TikTok Shop. I think his first product on there, cracks 26,000 in a month. Okay. New issue. He was dropshipping using US inventory from CJ Dropshipping, and now they don't have any more. His was size variants, like large, extra large, and all the popular ones got sold out. So what is he to do? Okay. He's now faced with two issues. Fulfillment issue. Not only he has to pause the store. He wasn't having fulfillment issues yet. So he couldn't continue selling, but then to continue selling, he now had issue number two, which guess what? Was cash flow, because CJ wasn't going to help him. He has to pay for inventory. Okay. So if you get penalized on your store at all, just one thing I want to point out with your cash flow, your payouts can move out further. So you get your money 2 weeks after your customer gets the product that you shipped them. I'm going to say that again. 2 weeks after the delivery arrives. That's a long time to put out some money. Okay. I have provided cash to a student, and I'm in talks with, I think, 2 others right now who just need help. And if it makes sense, we strike a deal, I take a piece of the company. I'm happy to provide transactional funding for that. Again, if it makes sense. So that's something just people are having a problem, and I'm trying my best to assist, but that's really the big issue. Okay. You can do lines of credit, do whatever you want. If you can get creative. Plain and simple, some people didn't have access to that. When I was 17 starting e-commerce, I had $5,500. There was no me applying for a line of credit, But the good news is with the cash flow issues, that's only a problem with TikTok Shop when it's working. So good problem. If I walk up to, if I went to my parents when I was 17, who were doing okay, they weren't rolling in money. And I said, look, I got all these orders coming in. This is the pace we're on. I need to order inventory to keep up with it. The supplier says we can do 50% down on it. So we're, hedging the risk and pay the rest 30 days after delivery, which is a very real thing. Okay, it might be a reasonable way to talk because there's traction. It's not, hey, I need 50 grand to start something. It's, I need to front 20 for 50 grand of inventory, and we've already been making $1,000 a day. It's going to look like you struck a gold mine. There's plenty of people who would put up money for that. So just keep up with that. And so to hit back on the fulfillment, the only way I've ever seen people ever do well with dropshipping on TikTok Shop is through CJ. The problem with CJ is that if you go up here to the warehouse, to US warehouses, let me see if this warning is on the front page. I've actually seen a couple of TikTok shops get immediately disabled as soon as you link CJ. I think they're kind of getting flagged a little bit. But if we go here, I don't even know how to see this. Let's click on these. They'll give you a warning that if anything shipped from the US, it's not a guaranteed 3 days. And this is the problem, okay? Right here. Estimated processing time, 1 to 3 days for 80% of the orders. They obviously don't want to hold themselves to a liability issue. So some people are having a little bit of an issue just when it comes to their LDR, like that dispatch stuff. So just something to keep in mind. But other than that, with fulfillment, ordering inventory, tough to do if you don't have a relationship with a supplier in terms of cash flow because you're paying for the full inventory up front. It gets really expensive, like I did for the 150 units down there. But my supplier that I work with for most of my stuff, a sourcing agent, they'll front me money. And basically what I do, I have to put 30% down. So if I order 100 grand worth of stuff, I'm going to wire them 30. They're going to send it to anywhere I want. My house, who knows, the president's house, the White House, whatever, to a 3PL where the warehouse is. And that's it. I'm going to pay the other 70% 30 days after. This is so big. After the order gets delivered. That really helps out my cash position. So yeah, it's much appreciated. So that's really helped for me. I haven't had any issues with that. So that is really what I got for you here and the appeal as well. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, just walking through everything. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. In fact, I hope you stack them. Make multiple comments. Not only does that help my engagement, that is going to be the exact questions I will screenshot and answer in my next video. So anything you want to know at all, specifics, live product examples, whatever, let me know.